another wild me, laugh and drink and say there was something, but you say there was nothing, but you say with a smile.
Whoa. Hey everyone, welcome to the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. It's me, Vinny. Oh wait, Coach V, host of the Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Dry. Welcome. And our producer / third co-host, Peepaw.
Praise peeps.
Praise kicker.
Well, welcome back for another week. I don't even know what week it is. This week 13?
This is week.
I usually look at the title of the show, and that's how I know what week it is. And the title of the show.
This is week 13.
It's Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It's the week of Thanksgiving. Fantasy playoffs might be happening for some folks, or right around the corner. So we had last week. How was y'all's fantasy week?
I talked to y'all about this, but I feel like this was the upside down if it was in real life this past week, because I've been sucking so bad in most of my leagues this year, and this was the 1 week where it was my time to shine. I'm like, I'm here, boys. I've arrived, and everyone else decided to suck. So I'm like, maybe I'm the problem. That was my realization this week. So good news, I was able to win a couple, and I believe I might be in the playoffs in our Dynasty League that we're in, so there's a plus there. My Superflex, I've lost 4 weeks in a row, and I've lost against the median 4 weeks in a row, so it's an 8-game skid, but still in third place, so that's kind of cool. And the actual league I care about, I'm completely dead, so, things are looking great.
I went 2-4, but it was like basically it was the team I care most, my pride and joy, and I have kids, but other than that, I have a team that the San Francisco fuckfaces that are 11-1 and just dominating. We're trying to win our third regular season title in a row. We don't have any rings, but we're all about regular season championships because that's the true measure, I think. I mean, I don't know. That's the true measure of a dominant team. So they won again. We're on a 9-game win streak. I kind of need to lose before the playoffs because you don't want to go in on a 13-game win streak because then you got to win like 16 in a row, and that's insane. And then I won in the cheese. I won in the Butt Cheese Boy Invitational, and we have improved to 4-8. And we are fighting for that last spot. We're still alive, hanging by a thread. And if we play our cards right, we can get destroyed by Vinny in the first round if we're lucky. But he'll have a bye. And then all my other teams lost. That team that broke the record and put up 211 points against Peeps last week, this week they put up 91.42. So that just goes to show you how consistent that 5-7 team is, the Sacramento Ball Sacks. Anyway, even lost in my church league. So anyway, things are looking okay. We are sitting at 7-5, 5-7. We are 9-3, 7-5, 4-8, and 11-1. So a couple bad teams, couple mediocre teams, and a couple great teams. So that was my week. And Coach V, how was yours?
0-2, bad week. Got whooped by Peeps. He didn't even need his Monday night player. He could have just sat him, but he did it because he's an asshole. So it was bad. I overanalyzed what you said about all your teams doing well this week while everyone else has sucked. And I was like, you know what? That says a lot. It means you probably have invested in all the wrong offenses, and all the right offenses like had down weeks maybe, and your crappy offenses that you've invested in had a good week. That was just a theory that I had, because if a team's bad if a team is bad and they win while all the other teams have down weeks, then they must have just had one of those fluke weeks. So anyways, but my teams aren't that great. I feel like we're declining, mainly due to like Zay Flowers not producing the past couple weeks. CMC, I'm really pissed at CMC. Not really. I'm pissed at just San Francisco, who can't get it together. Someone's always hurt, and the offense can't gel. So yeah, I feel like we're declining toward the end of the season, but maybe we'll pick it up. But yeah, I feel like I'm a weak 9-3 team in the cheese, and then just a mediocre 6 team. So we'll find out.
Hey, don't get down on yourself, pal.
You know, you're gonna have to just pay close attention to my teams because maybe I'm just gonna start releasing people. Maybe who did I get rid of? I got rid of someone earlier who I was pissed at. It was like a defensive player, but still.
Oh, was it Bobby Big Dick Spillane?
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Someone's got to pay for this, and Robert, you're gone. But this week's going to be fun. I'm going to feel better after this week's podcast because we're doing Thanksgiving-themed awards. So much like Halloween, we're going to go food by food, and you're going to tell us why that person is that food. So I have 4. Peeps, you have 6. And Doc, how many do you have?
I have probably 6 real ones and 3 fake ones.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right. So probably y'all start because y'all got more than me.
We can go round robin.
Yeah. Yeah, 1-1-1.
Yeah.
All
right.
Go ahead.
I'll start it off. All right, so I'll start off with a fake one. So this one, this is the nap after the food. Who's the nap after the food? Who hasn't even woken up this year yet? Maybe woke up for a second, but T. Higgins, you are the nap after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Because you just sleep through every week. You don't even play half the damn time. And, it doesn't affect me at all. I sleep just fine knowing I don't have you. But he is the nap after all the food, all the talent in the world, but you don't feel like doing anything. So T. Higgins, you're the nap.
Can you nominate Jalen Waddle for that category also?
Yeah, he can get in the bed. They're already in the bed, so.
All right. I'm going to go with the stuffing or the dressing. Hold on, let me get my exhibit. Everyone knows when this box comes out what that is. You don't have to see what it is to know that's your stuffing. So, stuffing, this is what I quoted as the silent assassin of the holiday meal. You don't think about them, but you're like, oh, damn, that tastes really good. That this year is Bucky Irving. He is Mr. Steal Your Touches because as a proud or not so proud Rashad White owner, he can, just GTFO of this offense and get back all my touches to my dude in the backfield, Rashad White. So, Bucky Irvin, though, is the running back 21 on the season so far. He didn't think he would. Thought Rashad White coming in the season had a pretty good hold on that backfield, but we've been proven that is not the case. So, this is thus the reason of Mr. Steal Touches. So, he's doing with good production in the passing game and increased efficiency on the ground, as well as rushing stats are pretty good for average for yards per carry, probably sitting around 3 to 4 yard mark. So pretty good production out of him. And as a Rashad White owner, hate to see it, but good to see a rookie getting some good opportunities.
Well, that works out well because mine is also dressing or stuffing. You're a North guy, so it's stuffing. Down here, it's dressing. I think my pitcher is stuffing because it's like bread cubes. But I chose my player because, to me, dressing is the Thanksgiving food where you always ask who made it. Like, you're concerned about who made the stuffing or the dressing. Like, I'm not that worried about who made the ham or who brought the chocolate pie. It's kind of hard to fuck up chocolate pie. But I'm like, hey, who made the dressing? Because if, someone shitty made it, I may not eat it. So this player, we've realized, is very dependent on who's cooking. and that is Drake London. And so this year was a great proof that who's cooking matters, because when it was why am I blanking on the awful guy last year who just
Desmond Ritter, Desmond Shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like threatening Brock Bowers, and like, stop it, go away, like you're ruining Brock the cock, like stop. But yeah, like, London's not a bad player. We all knew that he needs a better chef in the kitchen. He got a better chef, and he's wide receiver 7 in PPR leagues this year. So that's an improvement over last year being wide receiver 37. So yeah, that's why Drake London is Madressing.
Yeah. So it does depend on who makes something. If whenever you have that disgusting family member who's always checking their oil and digging in their ass and stuff and like ripping pubes out and putting it in food. We all have that guy, right? So, who made the asshole casserole? And that would go to Kyle Pitts. Because one person's gonna still be into it, still be eating it a little bit. Most of us took a bite and we're like, "Ew, no, we don't want any more. We don't want any more of this." So Kyle Pitts is the asshole casserole because that's a common thing at your Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it wouldn't be complete without one of those, right? I'll go with the good old spiral sliced ham for this guy.
Primo.
This is my alternative option to turkey, and for this, it's still a cream of the crop type deal, but not as good as your traditional turkey. So for this, I went with the rookie quarterback class, looking at Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and then you can also throw in Drake May in there, who hasn't, still getting the legs underneath him, hasn't had that full season to get going like these other guys have. But Daniels, QB6, as of late, hasn't really been looking like it as he was earlier in the season. Not sure what's going on with that, but he's still a really dynamic quarterback. For back by Halloween, especially, he was Reese's, so I don't think I need to say any more about him. That should say enough. Caleb Williams, quarterback 20, started off pretty rough, but they've obviously fired their offensive coordinator. Seeing increased production in the offense, so good to see that out of him. You can tell he's got the skills to be a good quarterback, so I like to see that uptick. And Bo Nix is the dude. We thought, who's this guy? Who wants to draft him? No one wants to really draft him. He's just kind of hanging out there in waivers in the start of the season. Now he's thriving in this offense, so good to see for him. And Drake May is quarterback 26. If I were to tell you, is Anthony Richardson higher or lower than Drake May, who would you say?
I guess lower? No, higher. He should be higher. He's played more games.
Lower than Drake May?
Do you think Drake May or Richardson's ranked higher? I think I don't know the exact overall games for which they've played, but it's probably pretty comparable.
Drake May.
Drake May's better. I believe Richardson's 28, maybe 29. So
yeah,
that just goes to show how much he sucks. But I think it's been a while since we've had a good quarterback class. I believe we had the class that came out with Trevor Lawrence and who else was in that class with him?
Joe Burrow.
Was it Joe Burrow also? No.
Was
I can't recall.
Daniel
one of those good classes you had come out. So not all of them are succeeding now, but this brings hope for the future, at least for what these quarterbacks can do. And we like to see young quarterbacks taking over this league. So that's good to see. So that is my ham alternative option to turkey.
Okay, I'm also going to talk about ham. I'm talking about ham for a negative reason. So I don't know about y'all, but I only have ham like once, twice a year. Like I don't buy ham. I don't partake in ham. I'm not a ham guy, like Peeps, big ham guy. You go by his house, he's smoking a ham every other week. That's just his lifestyle.
It's good stuff.
But in my house, not only do we serve the Lord, we also don't serve ham. So to me, I've been waiting all year for this ham, and it comes out, and I just feel like I've been porked. That's what I feel like. So Christian McCaffrey is ham because he has porked me this year. I wasted my number 1 pick. You can't even play, and this ham is hurting my backside at this point. So I've been porked by CMC. I'm not filing charges, but I should. I really should.
Man, that's a lot better than what I was gonna do. So I got a ham and I got a CMC. So my ham, just because he's a hard ass motherfucker, Puka Nakua, always going hard in the paint. So he's just constantly going ham. And then I just saw it popped up there. But yeah, Puka Nakua always going ham. And then CMC is the turkey. Because, the turkey, it can be good, it can be bad. It depends on who's making it, how it's done. It can be deflated, it can taste like shit, it can be underwhelming. At the same time, it could be great. And that's just any 1.1 consensus. So if you went CMC, you were expecting, you still got the turkey, but you got the bad one. So you got the same guy who made the casserole earlier.
As Coach has alluded to, I also will smoke you some turkey, and that stuff tastes delish. This guy's looking off in the distance, hoping it's not his year this year, but it is his year. So spoiler alert. To counter your bad, this is one that tastes good. My turkey is the main event. We have this season the established elder statesman running backs who seemingly don't get injured for whatever reason. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Alvin Kamara. These are your running back 1, 2s, and 3s on the season. Barkley's 27 age, Henry's 30, and Kamara's 29. Think of your guys that are coming out of college right now, 22, 23, 24. So these guys are like the cream of the crop this year. Barkley's got 265 fantasy points in PPR formats, Henry at 240, and Kamara at 219. So that's insane for what the pace that Barkley and Henry are on the season. Granted, Henry hasn't had his bye week yet, but Barkley, for what it's worth, give that man the MVP this season. These guys have been balling out all season, and I'm glad to see the running backs get some love because it's been a couple years since they've started falling off the face of this earth. So get some RBs paid. We're here to get people paid. We love it. I think it's like this.
Tommy DeVito sucks.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield must think so too.
It was really aggressive too. He was really happy about it. That was like a low key. That's like a low key flex though.
Mine is, so we all have those questionable family members who might prepare some food for you, and so my food is Cousin Ziggy's pot brownies. And so Cousin Ziggy's pot brownies, they show up. You know you shouldn't eat them unless you want. You know what's in the brownies. You know he didn't just follow the box and bring regular brownies because he sat them down. It's Ziggy. He's snickering. You see your grandma going over to the brownies, and you're like, all right, I guess we're doing this. Like, 'cause you don't want to. You don't want to like get Ziggy in trouble for putting pot in the brownies, but you're like worried that Granny's about to eat them, and you know you shouldn't do it, but you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have some of Ziggy's pot brownies, even though you know you shouldn't. And that's Anthony Richardson. You know you shouldn't. You know you shouldn't put him in your lineup. You know you should probably drop him at this point, but you just can't stop. He's just like Ziggy's Pop Brownies. And even like he fooled us, he tricked us. Everyone was like, put him back in your lineups. This week, they're going to have a piggy bank game against Detroit. And yeah, that didn't happen, did it? So, yeah, everyone has that questionable relative. Ours is Ziggy, also Ziggy's sister slash brother, Fallon slash Nick.
Horny Fallon.
Horny Fallon 1996 on AIM Instant Messenger if you're looking to get in on some of that. And yeah, and Fallon doesn't have boobs anymore. Like she got them chopped off. So
yeah, she's a man.
Officially Nick.
Nick. Big Dick Nick 69. So staying on I got some running backs since we're kind of getting into the desserts a little bit. We have two different types of desserts. They're gonna bring them, and again, depends on who makes it. And some people like it's like this pudding with pubes all over it. It's called figgy pudding, or at least that's what I think it is. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but I would think it's gray and kind of looks like the turd emoji with like hairs sticking out of it. That's figgy pudding, I would think, and that's Zamir White. You hear dessert, you're like, all right, let's eat, and then you get served a plate of figgy pudding, and it's just jiggling at you and looking at you. And anyway, but it doesn't do much after that because he scored. I don't think he scored more than 7 points all year, and he's a starting running back in the NFL. So, and good job, Coach V, trading him away in the offseason for Kenneth Walker.
That
Straight
was
up,
insane.
that was crazy. And you probably didn't even have to. Didn't he just like present that to you?
Yeah, he just wanted to do that straight up.
Cool. So anyway, yeah, so you avoided the figgy pudding. But some of us are enjoying some nice pie and the sweet grandmother who's washes her hands before and takes a lot of care, works on it for the entire day, makes sure that that pie is the perfect temperature and the perfect consistency and cooked it the right, just everything's great. These are three running or not no wait two running backs and a wide receiver. These are just guys that cream of the crop, primo, Joe Mixon, Jameer Gibbs, and Jamar Chase, all tasty in their own way. Jamar Chase, you got him late in the first, maybe even early second, because we were afraid that he wasn't going to show up, but boy, did he show up. Jameer Gibbs, splitting time, who cares? Like he shows up every week. And then Joe Mixon, God bless that man. His low games are, 15 points. He's defying the odds at age 27, I think. 27, 28. But man, he's really been the focal point of that Texans offense. And whenever they go away from him, you can tell, and that they need to come back to him. So they don't win without going through Mixon. So I think that's here to stay for the rest of the year. I just hope he can hold up. And the only reason why he's like RB6 or 7 is because he missed like 3 games. So from a points per game basis, I'm sure he's up there with Saquon and Derrick Henry and he's not as strong as those boys, but boy is he skilled. So he's a whole pie himself, and what a snack.
He's also got the entire backfield to himself too, so it's also a benefit. All right,
Yeah.
well, I got one more savory dish, if you will. The good old, when you get the big old
Ooh.
1 plate scoop of mashed potatoes, and then you take the back of your spoon and get your nice little gravy bowl ready to go. That's what this guy is here, guys, if you will. This is your mashed potatoes and gravy. It's your best combo that just pair so well together. It is Sonic and Knuckles, Gibbs and Montgomery. This is the backfield of dreams that dreams are made for. Gibbs an RB4 and Montgomery's the RB10 on the season. I don't know when the last time we've ever had a backfield with two guys in the top 10, two solid RB1s. What they're doing this season is unbelievable. So Good to see both of them take care of business. They don't get pissed at each other for scoring touchdowns. Oh, I didn't get my touchdown. Well, you'll get on the next drive, boy. Don't worry. And sure enough, he gets on the
Right.
next drive. So these guys know what they're doing. Great offense, and like to see it, especially for someone that used to wear a bag over their head for being a Lions fan. So
And I will say, you go to the sleeper chat, the Jameer Gibbs sleeper chat for game day, and whenever Montgomery went down, Gibbs Nation, I'm part of Gibbs Nation, not really Montgomery Nation, but everybody collectively in there, they weren't like, "Oh, hell yeah, he's hurt." They were like, "Hey, we need Montgomery." Like, so there's a really good understanding in the fantasy community because most, the comment sections are rough, but you do get some nice poems written in there and things like that. But they're really silly. If you haven't checked it out yet, check those comment sections out. But Gibbs Nation showing up for Montgomery, prayers going up.
speaking of, do you think anyone said good things about J.K. Dobbins going down?
No,
I think the collective would have been. It's about time. We all wondered. We all wondered when it would happen, and it's here.
I overcame a trio of turds last night. I wasn't even worried about it. I was against I was up 35. I was against Mark Andrews, and Quentin Johnston, and who was the other? Just kidding, Dobbins. And so I wasn't even worried. Those guys suck. I was like, and I ended up winning by like 16.
Andrews had a
So like they
decent game,
didn't
but
even get close.
yeah. All right, Coach.
So this is more so just like a public service announcement. If you see this shit walk in the door at your Thanksgiving, kick whoever in the nuts or the vagina, grab the bullshit they walked in with, and just put it directly in the trash can. This is low effort, just insanity. Like, what are you doing? And so this player is represented by this because it's familiar, it's there. You just grab it, and then if you dare to eat it, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? So it's those shitty cookies that that people just bring. It's basically it's the Hillshire Farms version of I'm bringing food. Like someone signed up. Like if you got like a work sign up sheet for Thanksgiving or Christmas and someone put cookies and then they walk in with that, like they're just not trying. And like part
Half
of
the
me
time,
thinks
that's not even opened by the end of the event.
right. And then they dare to leave it in the break room and just watch people like desperation eat it because they're just like, man, I'm so hungry right now. I could eat one of these pieces of shit. And so I think Devontae Adams has been on so many bad teams with so many bad quarterbacks. Like these cookies, he's just not even trying anymore. There's no point. Like, what are we playing for? And so yeah, like I want everyone to refuse these. I want everyone to hate these so much that they stop getting made because they're the worst. They're just the worst.
I took a bite of one before the season in one of my drafts, and I'm regretting it now. It's causing severe stomach cramping that doesn't have to be an appendix. And it's also caused a lot of toilet time, so I say pass up also if you have the opportunity.
And they make one for every holiday. There's like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July, Easter. They're all over. We have to stop.
What about those tin butter cookies?
Those feel like grandma made them a little bit because they're in a
Those are
tin.
good.
They're not trying too hard.
And they're really only for Christmas too. You never really see them any other time of year.
This is an awful cookie. Look what it says. It just says frosted sugar cookies. It doesn't say anything. It's terrible. So
If you have that, I bet the person who brought that probably like called their team like the blue team or something generic or Hawk Tua, but they don't have TJ Hawkinson or Tua Tagovailoa. But anyway, I hope he lost all his games. But let's see. I have 3 left. How many does everybody have left?
I got 2.
I'm
Okay.
spent. I got none.
All right. So, oh, this will work out. All right. So let's see. I'm going to go with, and we talk about it a lot on the show. It's our thumbnail, the handful of Chex Mix. You know that you know that you can get it in any business at any time. Everybody has it. All the businesses that are part of Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast offer you a handful of Chex Mix. Well, oh damn it, I broke my pen. I hate when I do that. Well, that our show's ruined now. Um, anyway, the handful of Chex Mix, and you grab a handful whenever you're waiting on everything else to be there. And the reason why this player's the handful of Chex Mix is because you never know what you're gonna get. But you know you want it. Malik Neighbors. So he's boy how he's kind of like gone down a little bit, but it's not his fault. So he he's also always waiting to get the ball. They were down 30 and then they started going to him. He has every right to be pissed. I'm glad he's calling people out and hopefully getting the ball soon. But he's the handful of Chex Mix. You never know what you're going to get. You could, he could get terrible targets, and you could get those stupid brown like circles, or you could end up with a peanut or a one of those like
Pretzels.
like little long things, or a pretzel, one of those checked pretzels, like one of the pieces that you want, not the brown piece of shit that comes in there.
Wait, you
But
don't like the brown peas?
He doesn't like the rye crisp.
Those are so good.
well,
He likes the little.
well, wait,
I
yeah,
like the little
yeah,
wafers.
it's
I like both of them. They're both really good. They excel.
yeah.
Yes, they do.
My Thanksgiving's different. We're about to explore some other things on here too, but Malik Neighbors is the handful of Chex Mix.
All right. We're getting closer to the dessert round, so then you get that sweet potato casserole. I was gonna bring my yams down, but they're still sitting up in the pantry, so sorry about that. This award represents the fancy, elegant level of mashed potatoes. They're still mashed potatoes at the end of the day, but they're dressed up. This is where you go, I have a pinky up kind of attitude. This award goes to George Kittle. He just seems like a kind of guy that would want to have fun. He's just like, yeah, man, I can dress up, be dapper. You could also fit in the Paris award shows that Burrow was sitting at earlier this season. He wouldn't miss a beat. He is currently showing up as also the sweet potato casserole is the better brother of the mashed potatoes, so that is what it is. But he is currently the tight end 2 right behind Brock Bowers. Coach, you got some stock in Bowers, unfortunately, now. But Kittle's tight end 2 after missing 2 games. Both the guys already have had their bye weeks. He's only sitting behind Bowers by 6 points and ahead of third place, which is McBride, by 20 points in PPR formats. 8 touchdowns on the season and probably arguably one of the best tight ends in the league this season. The only reason Bowers is ahead of him is because Bowers is the only thing on the offense. So we already talked about Zamir White and his ass. So so Brock Bowers is the only thing that they got to throw to, and now he's going to have Desmond Ridder throwing him the ball. So Godspeed with that one.
Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna be getting a lot of the brown parts of the Chex Mix. So speaking of pinky up, these are kind of just because they have fancy names. So this is the wine that you have afterwards. You maybe kick back with some wine, even though it might be less filling or taste like shit. This is for Chardonnay, if you want to have a Duvernay, or if you'd like to have an Etanier. It's right there with Chardonnay and Merlot and all that. You can literally like throw these in, like, oh yeah, give me a glass of Etanier, or you know what, let's split a bottle of Chardonnay after dinner, or you know what, I think I'll have a Duvernay tonight. So um,
I need
that's
someone to go to a winery where like the people know about wine. Say, do you have the latest Etnier by chance, or the latest Duvernay? Yes, it's relatively new, but it's the biggest thing since like
yeah, and then you can be like, it's like vis-a-vis like, just use fancy words.
All right, my final award goes to the pumpkin pie. This is the guy that shines bright in the month of November because he falls short every other month, and that goes to Joe Burrow. Seems to always start out slow every single season for whatever reason on the Bengals. Some blame it on T. I don't. Probably it is, but it is what it is. Burrow's got to deal with it. He's currently a tight end or the quarterback two on the season somehow, but it always seems like November is his time to shine, and he gets to his peak this time of the year, right when your fantasy championships are shaping up and hoping to get a big W on it. So good news for Chase, good news for Burrow owners, and irrelevant news for T Higgins owners.
That's right. That's right. All right. So my last one has a little story attached to it. So ever since I've always been a picky eater well into my mid 30s and I'm built different. So I don't need all the vegetables and stuff and I've made it this long, why not keep it going? So my grandmother around age 10 or so, she started making me a nice Totino's pizza so I wouldn't have to eat all the slop that everybody else got on Thanksgiving. While they were just suffering, eating like, I don't know, green beans and like, I don't know, like sometimes like the mashed potatoes would like touch the corn and ugh, like just a lot of nasty shit going on. And anyway, I wanted no part of it. So you know, grandmommy would make me a nice Totino's pizza all to myself. She would cut it in nice squares into like 6 slices, and that was my plate for Thanksgiving. And that went on from about age 10 to probably our last Thanksgiving that we had her here, which was like I would say maybe like late 20s. So for about a couple decades there, I was getting a nice Totino's pizza, and I don't get that anymore. But Totino's Pizza Award goes to Chris Boswell because you feel like he just does it for you. Um, it's good, touchdown, field goal. And Chris Boswell, he doesn't have to do what he does, but he goes out of his way to score, have multiple 20-point games. The Steelers go out of their way to not score touchdowns and focus on field goals. And it's amazing what they're doing over there in Pittsburgh. Um, so he is the Totino's Pizza, and that is my culture. So
So
that's
to be clear,
Thanksgiving.
this is a good award.
Yeah, yeah, this is great. I get Totino's Pizza. Why would you? I don't know. I'd be disappointed. I'm disappointed now that I don't get Totino's Pizza. Um, like if there's a reason to bring somebody back from from the afterlife, it would be for that Totino's Pizza. But anyway, just going above and beyond. Didn't have to do that, so I really appreciate. Chris Boswell reminds me of Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma. I mean, Chris Boswell. So,
Yeah, and we have 2 viewers all of a sudden. They missed everything.
yeah, well, they're here for the best part, the second half.
Oh, they left.
All right, bye, guys. See you next time.
Damn.
We'll try again later. We'll be doing a best ball draft in a second. So we're doing a best ball draft. So it's a completely up day where we're doing Thanksgiving food and best ball drafts. So yeah, I never know what to say about these because I already have forgotten what the rules are. So
Right,
I
let
just
me
know
share my
Thanksgiving
screen.
thing.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so they're Thanksgiving themed, but we aren't about to get screwed by multi-entries where people with millions and millions of dollars can enter in 5 times or 10 times or anything like that. There are some people that like there are some that have just no there's like no laws to it. It's crazy. But yeah, and there are also like some pretty big ones like $100 entries. There's one that's the Dirty Bird where it's winner take all, $8,080 to first place and everybody else gets nothing. So we're gonna do I found a good one that's a single entry that we're gonna do tonight. called the green bean casserole, and this is the first time you'll ever see me like actually pick green bean casserole because you know me, Totino's pizzas all night and handfuls of Chex Mix. So that's my Thanksgiving.
But
Um,
but Doc, we're not going to discourage anyone from partaking in the turkey bowls if they so desire, right?
oh, go ahead.
Because if you would like to, you can go to Underdog Fantasy
Yes.
and use code Fifth Quarter FantasyCast and get your deposit matched up to $100. And if you want to partake with us, feel free. And this is all part. Just you make sure you use this code Fifth Quarter FantasyCast.
Right. Do we have any viewers right now who might want to join?
Me.
All right. All right. So here's how it works. Basically, it's going to be, and this is a really small screen, so I'm just going to read it off. It's like a 4-team draft. It's going to be 6 rounds. We have 30 seconds to pick. We should be done pretty quick. First prize gets $3,000 that will go toward Peepaw's medical bills. And then the
After the
games,
check collectors come.
and keeping with the Thanksgiving theme, it's just going to be Thursday's slate. So it's 3 games. I think we're going to try to avoid the Giants and Cowboys. We kind of had a little bit of a huddle before we got live tonight. So we have some guys that we're targeting. And how it'll work is, one of us will I'll kind of have the controls, but we'll take turns here. Let's see, it's 6 rounds, so we each get to pick twice. So how do we want to do it, boys? Do we want to do someone has first round and 6th round, somebody has second and 5th, and someone has 3rd and 4th?
Sure.
All right, let's get this money. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter. It's $15. We have $43 in the account. Oh no! All right, let's build our rankings. Let's throw that guy in there.
There we go.
All right, hang on 1 second. We got to go back. We had to build our rankings, I guess.
Crucial. Here we go.
All right, now we're down to $28. So we're waiting on 3 people to join.
Do this.
What is the build your rankings section?
I don't know. It makes us do that. Devon Acham was at the top anyway, so I don't think I changed anything. But it's based off of your projections for the week.
Okay.
So while we're waiting, it looks like we're still waiting on 2 people to join.
You said we have one quarterback. How many running backs?
One running back.
Yeah, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex.
Okay.
And tight end, it's kind of just Jonnu, and that's it.
John or bust.
Is Turd Ferguson coming back this year?
This
Or
year?
this week?
This week, I don't
This
think
week?
so.
All right. Yeah, he's a DNP on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Turd Ferguson.
We're
Yeah,
still waiting on 2.
it's unlikely he plays.
Man,
Oh, man,
Jake
Goon.
Ferguson, DNP, did not pork on Tuesday.
Ooh, that's a bad day.
He's going to get clogged up. He's going to need to start YPing, yes, porking.
Goonmaker could be an interesting.
I think he's a good late steal.
Yeah, let's not use capital, but
Miami at Green Bay.
That should be a really fun game.
yeah.
The Cowboys do like to show out on Thanksgiving. It's kind of their day. If they could show out, I just don't know they have the ability.
I did see they showed a picture of Jerry up in the press box at the Commanders game, and he was wearing sunglasses. I just thought that was ironic. He knows where the moon and the sun is at all times.
Jer Bear.
Jer Bear.
I was just
Yeah,
making my pick'ems for the week. I wish that the Panthers were able to pull off the upset of the year against the Chiefs. That would have been the best thing ever last week. I was gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
Man, I would be doing better in our pick'em if I hadn't missed an entire week of picks.
You did. You made Thursday night, but you didn't make the other nights.
I just like completely forgot. Like I guess I've now learned sit down and pick them all at once.
Yep.
Don't pick a few and then think you're going to come back because I completely forgot.
Correct.
And I'd probably be like 2 or 3 if I had picked that week.
Ooh, Philly is a 2.5 point underdog against Baltimore.
That's probably a safe pick.
I think we're on Philly on that one.
Get inside of his ball.
We've never had this before where maybe the draft doesn't fill up.
Dude, what do we do?
I don't know. Do they refund your money? Can you just leave?
I don't know. That's a lot of money. That's like a third of the league money. That's a third of the organization's money.
Yeah. It's weird. Hey, tomorrow is I would say maybe like it's a top 3 Pizza Boy holiday tomorrow.
For delivery drivers?
One of the best money-making days of the year.
You want that Wednesday shift.
Yep.
What makes it? Is it because everyone's traveling, or what makes it so popular?
By Wednesday, the staying overnight family has gotten to the house. No one wants to cook the night before Thanksgiving. So you order pizza to feed the masses. And you get these huge delivery orders to houses full of people. Think like Kevin McAllister at Christmas. And everyone's in a good mood because they're, just seeing people for the first time. They order like $76 in pizza and you get hooked up. You want to deliver Halloween. You want to deliver the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You want to deliver Super Bowl.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'd say like the 23rd of December is very similar to this Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and people are feeling generous too. So, all right, we're only waiting on one more person.
Time to go.
All right. While we're waiting here, would y'all be willing to take a stab at Noah Gray on waivers?
Yeah. Oh, on waivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you picking him up and starting him?
It depends on your options. I have Trey McBride, so I'm not going to be doing that one.
But you're just hanging.
But he just seems like is he like the next in kin to Kelsey? He's
I think so. Is it Dynasty?
Hey, it can be whatever you want it to be. I'm not going to judge.
I mean, I think that's what they want him to be. It's just to slip right in.
Oh, the Brock Purdy injury was a blessing in disguise to me against you, Coach.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah, more points for Caleb.
He balled out. I'm like, yeah, man.
Sucked. I had no chance. It was just an all-around bad day. I scored I think 1 less point than Dr. Dry's team.
Oh, that's never good.
No, I was the second to last scoring.
The funny thing is, Justin Jefferson got Jordan Addison. I'm like,
man,
which jerseys or something going on here? Because it wasn't. It was just a bizarre game.
Yeah, that That pisses me off because it's like I don't know, like you gotta like let's just not use the best receiver in the game. That makes
Yep.
no sense. Really cheeses me off, man.
Devon Achan is a absolute G.
And God Squad member.
And God Squad, OG God Squad member. He is the man.
I
Yeah,
haven't dropped Isaiah Likely because he's on the God Squad. I'm like, as long as he's still on my bench, it's still possible. Oh, you're gearing up.
Yeah, gearing up for the big. If it ever happens, we still need that one person to join. And a couple of people have joined in on the stream, but they've left
because
because we
nothing's
don't have
going on.
any activity going on.
Drafting.
Oh
Here
shit,
we
we're
go.
filled up.
We're ready. Let's go.
All right, and we have a viewer. All right, I'm
Let's
going
go.
fourth. What?
All right, we have fourth pick.
Yeah, we have fourth pick.
Even though we were the first in the room.
Yeah.
First step
All right.
apart,
So
fourth in the room.
who wants to go first and sixth? I'll
Okay,
go
I'll do it.
first and sixth.
Oh, you do it.
All right, I'll go first and sixth because I know sixth is kind of the throwaway pick. So
Not for this something like this. It could be quite a bit. Coach, I'll
yeah.
let you pick.
Guess I'll be
Who wants to go second and fifth?
I'll be 2 and 5.
Okay. All right. So I don't think we're gonna get Achan or Gibbs.
Nope.
I do think
Are you
there's a drop off.
squinting to see your screen?
Do what?
You squinting to see your screen?
Yeah. Can you guys see okay?
Yeah.
If I had Vinny's glasses, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Cooper Rush might end up being all right. You never know. It's the Giants.
It's possible. What did you end up doing this past week?
I thought it wasn't bad.
Oh, he went Gibbs for 1.
Yeah, I think that would have been my move too.
Cooper Rush got 17, almost 18 points, so not great, but
All right, Coop.
meh.
There goes Achan.
Yep.
Here comes St. Brown, and then we're gonna get someone worse.
I don't know if I'd go St. Brown. Well, his injury scares me a little bit. His rest day.
All right, the Jacobs. Montgomery's still sitting out there. Oh, so we get the
back.
best receiver on the board.
I'm gonna get St. Brown. He's gonna play.
All right.
All right. What do you want, Vinny?
Too much doubt around Montgomery.
Yeah.
Who's the second best? You know what? Let's get CD.
That's what I was thinking.
Good man. Good man.
Love that start, boys.
There we go.
All right. Now, Peeps, you're going to have a nice 2 in a row. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a little bit until that hits.
I don't think Montgomery's going to play. I think that was a horrible pick at 2.2.
I think if he does, he's going to be limited, but the problem with their division is the Packers are only 2 games behind. Vikings are 1 game behind, and it's so tight within that division. I don't know. He might rest, or he might just get limited snap count.
Yeah. Oh, hey guys, I think if 3 quarterbacks go off the board, then we should just wait till the 6th round to take our quarterback.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
Which it's not. So,
Right, well, what do you want to look at?
so we have all quarterbacks left?
Yeah, all the quarterbacks are left if you want to get our guy now.
Oh, gosh. We got Jaden Reed. Okay, so The problem with Jared Goff is he's so hit or miss with the running backs being so strong.
9 seconds.
Do we okay collectively? Jordan Love or Tua?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, go.
Oh, got him in the queue. All right.
Nice.
Now who do we want?
All right, scroll down a smidge. Ooh,
RBs look like that. Wide receivers look like this. Tight end.
is this
Shit, we
too
got
early
5
to go?
seconds.
Too early to go, Johnu?
Nope.
Do it.
Ooh.
That's terrifying.
Man.
So we have no running back.
we do have no running back. So there's that.
I don't see anyone coming off because we're set in every other position. They're not, so I think we're fine.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Jordan Love, St. Brown, Lamb, Jonnu.
Who would have thought Johnu would be drafted this early in any league?
So who can be our running back of what's out there?
Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, this is your pick, Vinny. We got Swift, Tracy, and then it gets kind of bad.
Fast. You've also got Dowdle, which is a possibility. He ended up with what did he end up with this past
I
week?
think he got double digits.
Yeah, you can go Swift, Tracy, or you can get a wide receiver and stick me with the RB decision.
Watson.
But I think it's got to be running back or wide receiver.
Yeah.
And you're
All
up,
right.
sir.
Let's get. You know what? We don't have any piece of Chicago, so let's get DeAndre.
Okay.
Just to spread ourselves out a little bit.
Do you see that tight end run came off right before?
Oh yeah,
The Techcraft Cole Kmet, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what we got?
All right, guys. I'm feeling it's either JMO or Tracy.
I feel JMO we cover all bases because
Yeah.
you lose potential also by drafting two guys on the same team, but
He's picked.
yeah. Hey, I'm here for it.
I like
Either
it,
guy can get
guys.
it done.
That is hard, just drafting amongst 6 teams.
Yeah, that receiving core is pretty dang good, though.
Good receiving.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's see. Is there a way to see what we got? All right. I'd love to see what everybody else did. Can we not see?
Doesn't look like
I
it.
thought we could.
Because you're not competing against the people that you drafted specifically. It's everyone as a whole.
Right.
Mm.
Swift be doing stuff sometimes. He can get a
Sometimes.
big one.
I just feel bad about it against the Detroit defense. That's so good at stopping the run.
Right, right.
That's the
But
only
yeah,
doubt.
that's the best ball draft. I think we did pretty dang good. I can take that off now. I feel like Elmer Fudd from Space Jam.
Yeah.
Put some boots on and put this on, and we're good to go.
Elmer Fudd, secret pedophile. I don't know if anyone knew that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll flood you right in your Elmer. I like that we all wore our Smyrna shirts tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we need to add a little disclaimer. Don't forget to love where you live. That's
and don't
really,
litter.
you know,
Do not litter.
No matter
I don't
what.
know if you can see. Can you see the glove?
Love
Now,
where you
none
live
of
and
us,
don't litter.
wherever you live, just love it. And even if you don't live where you work or work where you live, it's okay. It's fine. Just love where you live. So, well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Don't eat the shit cookies. Don't eat the asshole casserole. Do eat Totinos. Do eat grandma's gravy unless it's, lumpy. So,
What about Ziggy's brownies?
Eat
that's a
those.
personal decision. If you got work the next day, if you work at a place that does random drug testing, if you operate heavy machinery,
If you have your
probably
CDL.
brownies. There's a lot of reasons but there are reasons to eat Ziggy's brownies as well. So, and hang out with Nick or Fallon, whoever shows up that day. I guess I'll do it this week. There's 5 important things to do. Tell your grandma this week to live, laugh, love, like, and subscribe. 5th quarter fantasy game.